Hi everyone, I'm back with another commentary vid discussing weird people on the internet, this time focusing on Dr. Disrespect, aka Guy Beam. If you didn't know, he's a 42-year-old gaming Twitch streamer who's being talked a lot about right now because of his gross actions being brought to light. Twitter is in flames right now, and Dr. Disrespect himself has responded on several occasions. There have already been news articles about this situation, with the Rolling Stone chiming in. The article states that 4 years ago, Guy Beam was banned from Twitch for unknown reasons. It seems that only the insiders at Twitch and their employees fully knew why he was banned, but now it has finally come to light why he was banned in 2020. He sent explicit text to a minor using Twitch's own direct messaging feature. Why do we keep hearing about men being absolutely creepy and disgusting towards minors? It has got to stop. He was fully in his 30s when he sent these messages to the minor. The minor's identity hasn't been pointed out, which is deliberate on their part since I'm sure they do not want their name attached to a story like this, which is completely understandable. Imagine being the minor in this situation. I'm sure it's because they don't want this sort of attention on themselves. If their identity was known, they would forever be attached to Dr. Disrespect, and any internet search would talk about how he was messaging the minor. Interestingly enough, his ban happened during the Me Too wave, with Twitch becoming more vigilant and looking into streamers and accounts who have been accused of inappropriate misconduct. Guy Beam has 4 million followers, which is insane, and Twitch surprisingly made the right decision and banned him. I gotta say, I'm completely surprised by this decision. He's one of the top money makers on the platform, and corporations aren't really known for taking the right stance when it comes to inappropriate misconduct allegations, especially if it's someone who's popular or a huge positive for the business. They would rather just sweep everything under the rug and pretend nothing happened. Even though the ban wasn't permanent, Twitch did the right thing. Discord also stopped their partnership program with him, and YouTube has also demonetized his channel. Dr. Disrespect then goes on to sue Twitch over defamation and financial losses, and the case was settled in 2022. I gotta say, the fact that he was bold enough to sue Twitch over his well-deserved ban just shows that he didn't have any remorse over what he did. If he was truly sorry and knew that what he did was wrong, he would not fight back against the punishment. It also represents the huge inflated egos internet personalities get. When they get a hint of fame or clout, they think that they can do no wrong or that their actions will be excused. I'm glad that there still are people who can recognize these behaviors are gross and should be called out. The person who really brought to light this whole thing was a former Twitch employee known as Cody Connors, who put out a tweet on June 21st with more than 44,000 likes as of now, stating why exactly Dr. Disrespect was banned. He also stated that he was actively trying to meet the minor at TwitchCon. Just think about that for a second. Not only was he sending text to a minor he shouldn't have, but he was trying to move the conversation into real life. This was about to be a real-life Chris Hansen situation. What difference is there between this guy and the predators that Chris caught on his TV show? The predators that are on his show meet up with the minor after sending explicit texts. I can already tell the Dr. Disrespect fans trying to rationalize his behavior by saying that they were just texts. It doesn't matter that the meetup at TwitchCon didn't end up happening. He had actively intended to meet her. He is creepy and gross for this. If the meetup had ended up happening, he would have taken advantage of this minor. There's no doubt about that. Why would a man in his late 30s want to meet up with a minor? What do you and the child have in common to talk about? I just can't understand the mentality of, well, actually, the worst thing that could happen didn't happen, so it's okay. No, that is absolutely not okay. The reason why people are rightfully upset is that situations like these need to be stopped before they take a turn for the worse. And if you're the type of person who minimizes these things and has the mentality of wait until it's bad, then point it out, you are also part of the problem. After Cody's tweet, Guy posted on Twitter saying that no wrongdoing was found and everything was probed and settled. This comes off as a statement his lawyers probably approved since it still points to his wrongdoing. Him saying that he didn't do anything illegal is just him trying to minimize the situation so people would stay on his side. Hey guys, I didn't actually meet up with the child, I just messaged them. That's not wrong. That's absolutely wrong and disgusting. Also, using law as your ethical and moral meter is funny since you shouldn't have texted the child in that way anyway, even if it's legal, if you weren't an actual creep and predator. There's plenty of people who never text minors like that. Why can't you be normal? Then, Midnight Society, which is the gaming studio he co founded, released a tweet saying they're ending their partnership with Guy. This, I think, is probably the tweet that hit him the most, since this is coming straight from the company he helped create, and he made a much longer statement on Twitter after this tweet went out. He confirms in this tweet that he was in fact banned from Twitch in 2020 due to messages with him and an individual minor. His wording here is very interesting, and some people also pointed out that in his first version of the tweet, he had only put the word individual. You might be thinking, that's odd, isn't it? Well, it is, and it continues to show that he's trying to distance himself from allegations of being a predator by not even putting minor in his first tweet, and also using the word individual. What are we supposed to think about that? Oh, he only inappropriately messaged one minor, guys. He's still a great guy. Well, thanks for that clarification. You're still a freak for doing it. Something tells me if there was more than one minor involved here, his tweet would say a few individual minors to lessen the blow to his own reputation. Another part of the tweet that's interesting is how he claims what happened in those texts with the child was mutual, but then later says in another part that he shouldn't have entertained those conversations as an adult, husband, and father. But which is it? The cognitive dissonance here is astounding. You can't, in the same statement, say that the minor was willingly conversing with you with intent, the 30-something adult, and then backtrack and say that you shouldn't have messaged her. Either it was mutual and you're also putting the blame on the child, or it's 100% on you because you are the adult in the situation. It's also curious to me that so many predators have families and kids of their own and yet go out and do these things to other minors. Your brain is contradicting itself here. The last people on Earth who deserve to have kids are predators. This tweet just reads as a predator who doesn't want to admit it's completely his own fault and wants to shift blame onto the willing minor. It's absolutely your job as the adult to shut down any conversation that is explicit in nature with a minor. It doesn't even matter if the minor was the one messaging you first, you block and move on. You are the predator here for even entertaining the conversations. The minor is not to blame here. I can assume she was a big fan of his and it was exciting to get to talk to your idol, but when she grows out of that fan mindset and really looks at the messages, it's gonna be apparent who the gross, creepy weirdo is here. He then tries to quiet down people saying that he's a predator and that he feels disgusted by them himself, which is ironic. You got caught being a predator, dude. Are you really grossed out by them? At the end, he says he's taking a long vacation and coming back to Twitch, which is gonna be hilarious knowing most people are not on his side here. Who are you gonna be streaming to? The only people left are your biggest crazy fans who think you do no wrong, or minors themselves who can't understand the gravity of the situation. I hope he never comes back, but we'll see what happens and how the public reacts then. With that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye everyone!